right. Let's talk about this senator from West Virginia named Joe Manchin.
We also call him Joe Manchurian.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's what he should be called, actually.
Yeah, it's a pet name we have for him.
Yeah, he's a Manchurian candidate anyway. I mean,
so Joe Manchurian
Democrats.
He's a Democrat from West Virginia. But if you listen to him speak, he sounds like a Republican. He seems to be, sympathetic to the Republican side. And he seems to want to put Republican voters at ease that Democrats aren't going to abuse their power.
Yeah, he was on Fox Network.
But if one senator does not vote on a Democratic side, there is no tie and there is no bill. So I commit to you tonight, and I commit to all of your viewers and everyone else that's watching. I want to lay those fears, I want to rest those fears for you right now, because when they talk about whether it be packing the courts or ending the filibuster, I will not vote to do that. I will not vote to pack the courts, and I will not vote to end the filibuster. Brett, this system, the Senate, was so unique body in the world. It was made to work together in a bipartisan way. And once you start breaking down those barriers, then you lose every reason that we are the institution that we are, the most deliberate body. So I want to lay those fears to rest, that won't happen, because I will not be the 50th Democrat voting to end that filibuster or to basically stack the court. And then all the other things you're hearing about, Brett, also is defund the police. I don't know of any of the Democrats in the caucus that are for defunding the police. We're not for that whatsoever. And when they talk about basically Medicare for all, we can't even pay for Medicare for some. Doesn't make any sense at all. We've got to fix the Affordable Care Act we have, and I think our moderate Republicans will work with us to now repair what needs to be repaired.
The way he was speaking, he was kind of assuring Republican voters that, don't worry, I have your back. Don't worry about it. Democrats are not going to be able to do anything as long as I'm here.
That's right. No Medicare for all. No Green New Deal.
No Green Deal.
No getting rid of the filibuster. I mean,
Nope.
None of that stuff is going to happen.
No.
And the reason is what? Precedent. He said, I'm not going to, what does he say about precedent? He said,
He said Senate is not...
I'm not going to break precedent or something.
Yeah, he said Senate is a place where bipartisanship happens. Really?
Has
I
he been in a
remember.
coma? Like through the Obama years, through Trump, has he been in a coma?
I think he was asleep in his chair.
I'm telling you, I don't understand where this mentality comes from. You see the way Mitch McConnell runs the Senate, right? He runs all over the Democratic Party, and he's going to give them more power. I mean, he's going to hobble the Democrats.
He that's his other party.
Which is why we call him Manchurian.
Yeah,
We think he's a brainwashed Republican plant to destroy the Democrats.
I don't know why he runs as a Democrat or sits with Democrats. I just don't understand. I mean, he votes with Republican almost 60% of the time.
Is he a committee chair? Do we know?
Not yet, but if Democrats take control of the Senate, he will become, committee chair of something.
He shouldn't be allowed. Don't give him anything.
Well, Chuck Schumer, I'm sure he'll give him something.
Yeah.
He'll say, my friend from West Virginia has been a very good friend. He votes against me all the time.
He undermines every priority we have. Right?
Yeah, everything we're trying to do here, he's going to protect the Republicans.
I think it was...
and these are the kind of people we need in our party, because, in fact, we want to do the same things, and we just can't, because I'm from New York. Nancy Pelosi is from California, and you just can't get elected as a Republican. So we have to...
Yeah,
we have to run as a Democrat.
Chuck Schumer did say, I think it was on November 3rd, that he wanted to usher in an FDR-style program. I don't know if you saw that or not. He made that statement. And I thought, who's saying this again?
He must have been in a very safe place when he said that.
You know what I think it was? I think he thought that Trump was going to win. And so he's saying, well, since he's going to win anyway, I'm going to go bold. And we're going to have an FDR-style administration. Unfortunately,
It
Trump,
backfired.
yeah, it
huh?
backfired. Trump didn't win. So now he's trying to compromise with paying off the first $50,000 in student loan debt. So, yeah, that's
Well, they're a very generous party, man.
very generous. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
man, they're
Joe Manchin, wanted to work with Trump on the tax cuts, but he wanted it to, put it down at 25%, right? Not 21%.
no. It came down from 31 or 32%,
Yeah.
somewhere to 25, and that was okay up to 25, but beyond 25 was just not enough for him. I mean, it was going too far.
It was going too far. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so he's going to cripple any kind of agenda that they propose, and he'll do it single-handedly. Well, he may have Chris Coons' help.
I mean, if you just use his words against him, well, or for the agenda, he said, if you lower 1% of corporate tax, that's $100 billion taken away from the budget.
Yep. Yep.
That $100 billion would pay 100% of college tuition
Mm-hmm.
for state colleges.
Yeah.
That would take care of everybody's college tuition by itself.
Right, but when you're dealing
But
with
we don't have enough money.
when you're dealing with anything but the corporate class, then it's called socialism. That's the problem.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, he did say that also in that interview that he is going to protect capitalism as it is. He's not going to let any of those crazy ideas, progressive ideas of Green New Deal or Medicare for all. He said we can't even pay for Medicare for some. I mean, these are the kind of things that we have to deal with. I mean, it's just total nonsense that we cannot pay for Medicare for all.
I know.
We have enough money in the system to pay for every single person and then some, because corporations pay money to private insurance companies, and it goes and it just disappears among their running insurance corporations,
Mm-hmm.
basically paying for their employees, paying for their electric bill, paying for their
Advertisements.
paying for their IT services, most of all paying for their CEO's yachts.
Yeah, let's get to the point.
Yeah.
Let's get down to it.
I mean, just give you an example of, there's one company that pays close to $350 million a year, every single year.
Who is this?
I'm not going to name this company because certain conditions apply.
We don't want to target on our backs, huh? Well, look, this is coming at a time when it's obvious that the American electorate, they want a bold agenda. I mean, I think that's one of the appeals of Trump, is that he had a bold agenda. It was just, it clearly didn't follow through on it.
Yeah.
But he talked about having, insurance for everybody. Everyone's going to be covered. Big, beautiful plans, right?
Yeah.
And people were going to make more money, and it was going to be.
I mean, everybody is paying right now. If you have a job and you have health insurance, just look at your W-2.
Yeah.
Every year they send it to you. It's by law, by Obamacare law, that employers have to report that. And it's in your W-2. If you fill out your taxes, you know how much you're paying every year. Your employer is paying every year. And if you get a check, there's a deduction in there that tells you how much you're paying.
Right.
So if you add those things up, there's a lot of money there. And all that money can go, instead of going to all these different companies,
And the middlemen.
and the middleman, why do we need a middleman? Why do we need that? We can just send it to, one person or agency, and they can distribute that money to all the hospitals. I mean, hospitals will still be owned by private companies, and the doctors will still be private.
Yeah.
Only the payment system will change.
Well, that's the misunderstanding, right?
Yeah.
That's what's never been clearly explained, and that's a failure on the part of politicians as well. Even, I don't know if Bernie explained it that way or not, but there was not a lot of detail, so people could only infer or listen to Fox News and the fear-mongering.
That was the problem that Bernie never explained. how this system is going to work. Every time they said, how are you going to pay for it? Well, he said, your taxes are not going to go up. Well, let me take that back. He did say your taxes are going to go up a little bit. But that money is you're already getting, taken out of your check already.
Sure.
So that money, instead of going to, let's say, Humana or Cigna or
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Blue Cross Blue Shield, one of those companies, that money will go as part of your Medicare.
Sure.
Instead of going to Cigna. So if let's say you're paying $3,500 a year or $4,000 a year check to Cigna or Blue Cross Blue Shield, it will be part of the Medicare. So your taxes, your money, your check is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
The money is just allocated in a different way.
That's right. And then we have more coverage.
Yeah, and we have more coverage. So when you go to the doctor, you're not going to get a surprise bill. That's the only place in the United States we go without knowing what we're going to end up paying.
And
Everywhere else. I mean, you go to a restaurant, they give you a menu, there is a price there.
Yep. Buy a car.
There's a price there. You sit there for 4 hours negotiating for a price of a car. Even though there's a price there, and you still sit there and you beat up the salesperson saying, hey, I want lower and lower and lower.
That's right.
But
When it
we
comes to
walk
healthcare,
into a doctor's office or hospital without knowing anything, and we hand them all the information that they ask for and our blood. I mean, literally, we also give them our blood.
our life essence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've been conditioned to not even question it, really. I mean, we just accept it. And very few people actually negotiate.
Yeah. And we think it's normal.
It's not
I
normal.
mean, ever since my adulthood, I went in a hospital and I was, amazed by that. There was no price charts. There was no, disclosure of anything. What's going to happen to you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
they basically take control of you and just run up the bill, no matter what it is. Just run it up, because they know the money is not going to come from this person. It's going to come from an insurance. So whatever they bill, the insurance will cut it in half, and they'll still make 40% profit. So there you go.
It's like organized crime. Legalized, huh?
It is organized crime. I mean, the middle person takes the money from you, and then they say, okay, when you go to the hospital, maybe we'll pay for it. Maybe we'll say your coverage is ended. Now you got to get out.
Yeah.
Get on your own. That was the limit of your insurance. So
Clearly needs to be restructured. I think most people understand that. They don't know what the alternative is. Maybe they don't pay attention, or they don't like the alternative. The word is scary to people, Medicare for all, universal health care, government-run health care. It's been demonized by the other side, and actually both sides. What are we saying? Both sides have done it.
yeah. I mean, Democrats, when they had a majority in the House and Senate, they gave us a Republican plan.
They could have had a public option. Chose not to. Could have easily had a public option, but I don't know.
It's amazing how these things work out. I mean, they just both sides are, working against people that send them to work for them.
Yeah, and this is the problem, right? I mean, they work for the elites, and everyone else gets left in the cold.